the chat if you can hear me. One in the chat if you can hear me. That's what's up. That's what's up. We good now. Hey, it's always I always gotta have issues when I'm trying to go live in the car. That's what I get for making fun of Hotep in the beginning, right? Man, so let's start this over. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope everyone's having a good day so far. I'm up here in Marietta, Pennsylvania, picking up some ceiling tile for a customer, so I'm actually headed back to Baltimore. So I got probably about an hour 20 on the trip back. Not a bad day right now. They talking about it's supposed to be in the 60s. You know, I still can't wait for like 70s and shit like that, but you know, I'll take what I can get today. I'm just happy it ain't raining. I'll tell you that much. Just happy it ain't raining. Anyway, let's get back to it. So your boy Elon Musk buys a majority stake in Twitter. God damn. So they said, according to the Wall Street Journal, he bought 9.2% of Twitter stock, which puts him, I forgot what they said, like 73 million shares, I think it was, which is estimated at, like 2.8 billion. I think they said it was 2.8 billion. Your man getting that money. Your man getting that money. Thing is, what's his game plan? So, according to the article, he put out a tweet, well, a couple weeks ago, or it might have been last week, saying, you know, do y'all think Twitter is basically upholding free speech? And he said, vote wisely, because he put up a poll. He said, vote wisely, you know, because, you know, the voting has consequences and some shit like that, right? Even Jack Dorsey got his ass on it, talking about, you know, retweeted the poll saying this should be up to everybody, like Elon get his cosign or whatever. So Elon buys 9.2% of Twitter stock, majority stake. Now, with that majority stake in Twitter, you know, because I'm not big on stocks and shit, I'm still learning. What kind of power does he have? What can he do with that? What kind of say he got? You know what I mean? Because he also was alluding to the fact that he was trying to do his own social media thing, right? Right before he did that tweet, he wanted to get a rival company like social media. You know, we got Gab and shit like that right now that's trying to be the alternative voice. I don't know what the fuck going on with Truth Social. That shit is just a non-starter, I guess. You know, everybody has such high hopes for Truth Social, right? And that shit ain't even working. That shit ain't even working. So my question is, what's his game plan with buying all this stock in Twitter? Because with him buying the stock, Twitter's profits went up, what, 20%? You know, just off this move from Elon Musk. You know, which begs the question, you know, since he was asking about free speech and stuff like that, does this, you know, is he posturing to maybe buy Twitter? You know what I mean? He at least has voting rights on major decisions. I'm not sure what he else can do. Got you, yeah. Yeah. Man, freak back, I got some snow. It's April, yo. It's April, and you know what I mean? What, it's April 4th, and the weather's still shitty. Oh, man. Maybe there's something to this climate change shit after all. Who knows? But you got a lot of people excited over this move, yo. You got a lot of people excited over this move that Elon Musk broke the share. I think they might be conflating and thinking that he bought Twitter. You know what I mean? You know, and like I was saying, like I know he ain't buy Twitter, but I know he ain't buy Twitter, but you know, I just wonder if he had any power. You know what I mean? Steph Curry, I don't know exactly what power Elon would have as majority stakeholder. Yeah, but Elon isn't at the table. He is the table. That's what's up. What up, Hawaii? Yeah, work drift today or work drift. So cruising back to Maryland. Yeah, so you're right, Steph. He is the table. You know, everything he touched turned to gold, right? Something like that. How that shit go? Just watch. Making sure everything's good. But we'll see where that goes. We'll see where that goes. Maybe he just trying to see the ins and outs of the game before he does his own social media. You know what I mean? We'll see. You know, maybe it has no play at all. Maybe he just wanted to do some shit with some money that he got. You know what I mean? He is the richest man in the world or something like that, right? You know, probably it could have no method at all to his madness. It's probably just him just doing something just to make news. You know, what? All publicity is good publicity. All publicity is good publicity, right? You know, who knows? Anyway, if y'all missed my live stream last night, go back and check that out. We're talking about what happened in Sacramento over the weekend. Really not much to say about what happened in Sacramento. You know, we still got to wait for all the evidence, all of the facts to come out. You know, but you know, people on Twitter and social media already starting to speculate this and that, doing their anti-gun rants. Nobody needs an AR-15. Meanwhile, we don't even know what guns were used yet. You know what I mean? In the shooting, you know, we don't know if the shooting was a part of the fight that was happening at the club or what. You know what I mean? I know here in Baltimore, there was a big ass fight outside the club, and then somebody started shooting out of the same club, outside the same club the fight's in. More than likely, it has everything to do with that. You know. Press revolver, what's the deal? Like I said, prayers go out to the family of the victims and the victims. I think like 10 people got sent to the hospital. But like I said, I say it all the time, you know, I just want to report that something happened in Sacramento, show y'all what was out there, give my opinion on what may have happened, although I don't know either, you know. But like I say all the time, you know, you got to give it at least 24 to 48 hours, you know, to marinate before, you know, you can start attributing motives and stuff like that to people and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, yo, YouTube don't like giving out notices, bro. That's how that should be. But if you ain't seen the video, go back and check out my live stream from last night. We talked about it. But in other news, I was reading from the Washington Post from Jennifer Rubin. She's fucking trending because of her stupid ass, I guess she wrote an article. She wrote an article saying that if it wasn't for other than inflation, Joe Biden is killing the game. Essentially is what she said. She basically said if it wasn't for inflation, Joe Biden is killing the game. And I thought that was fucking hilarious considering he is the reason why we're inflating, you know, we got inflation happening right now. You know, hence why we call him Joe-flation. You know, it's an election year and you got to get all these people capping. for him, trying to get him reelected and all this other stuff. I doubt if that shit go down. I doubt that shit happen. I still stand by what I said until I prove him wrong. I think he's not gonna make it 2 years. That's just me. I don't think he's gonna make it to 2 years. You know, there's a reason why they're all of a sudden looking into this whole Hunter Biden laptop situation. You know, remember, they changed the rules. They voted to change the rules for the 25th Amendment. They said it wasn't about old Donnie T. Maybe they were setting up to get old Joe Nicholslick out of office should they need to. Remember that. The reason for it is because of Trump and Biden. My name is Jennifer Rubin. In some aspects, I tend to agree with you, Prince. But I think it's more Biden than Trump. Biden's willingly doing the shit. Trump ain't have, you know, they was forcing Trump hand. They was putting Trump in a precarious situation, especially with the whole pandemonium and the COVID-based shit. You know what I mean? He didn't have a whole lot of a choice. However, you know, he did fight back as much as he could as far as like not trying to spend so much money and this and that. You know what I mean? Not to mention, every year during the when they had to do the whole shit with the budget. Remember, they were going to shut down the entire government. They were going to shut down the entire government if Trump didn't sign their bill. You know what I mean? Now they got a president, but they ain't got to do that shit. They ain't got to do that shit at all. He gonna sign it. Nicholslick gonna sign it. And also don't forget, Prince, he killed the pipelines. He killed fracking and drilling oil here. He gave out tons more money than Trump did. He made people so comfortable that they decided not to go to work anymore. But we still got a workforce issue. You know what I mean? He started buying oil from the fucking countries that we beefing with. And now that we got some real beef with them, we can't get nothing. You know, they got some leverage over us. Donnie T had killed that leverage. Remember, up until the whole pandemonium, the United States was jamming. We was booming. We was getting that money. You know what I mean? We was producing more jobs. We were energy independent and some more shit until they hit us with the plague. Once they hit us with the plague, it was a wrap. All that shit started going downhill. They start spending. You know what I mean? Yeah, Freak Mac, money printer go burr. Congress just wants more control. That's why they want that 25th change. They don't like checks and balances. That's correct. Most of Congress works for itself. They don't actually know their constituents. Now, you're right. They don't really know their constituents. You know, it's maybe a couple of them that might. But for the most part, no. Congress don't know their constituents. They don't care. You know. Most of them get into Congress so they can lobby for these big companies and get a bigger paycheck. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Most of them are actually funded by these big interest companies. So once they get into Congress, they can, you know, help push stuff that'll, you know, benefit big business. That's what I found funny. Remember they were saying Trump's trying to help out his buddies. Trump's trying to help out his buddies, his billionaire friends. Nobody helped Trump billionaire friends more than Congress. Nobody helped Trump's billionaire friends more than Congress over the year, because Trump's billionaire friends got them in they got most of Congress in their back pocket. And when I say most of Congress in their back pocket, majority of the Democrats and majority of the Republicans, period. Both sides. You know, they like to act like one side is more virtuous than the other. That's all political theater. You know what I mean? But nobody, everybody's trying to make this hunter shit go away. You know what I mean? Most of the power belongs to states, but the lazy states let it slip. That's true. Yeah, president don't pass laws, man. That's Congress that passed these laws. You know what I mean? It's the reason why Nancy Pelosi is worth millions of dollars, and they never held or has a private business. It's the reason why Maxine Waters, is worth a bunch of money, despite not having no real work experience or no business experience. Go ahead, lady, you gonna try and beat me up? You gonna slow down? Jesus. That's why people don't see this big ass truck in this trailer, and they be trying to fucking ride right alongside it to the fucking road run out, and then slam on brakes. They're ridiculous. Guess what? You can run into my trailer all you want. Lights out. You can run into my trailer all you want. It ain't affecting me. But your car ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? But I think things are gonna get worse. Like I said in my live stream last night, y'all. Make sure y'all prepare yourselves for the, for the worst, just in case, we got, more food shortages and stuff like that. Because that's what it's looking like right now. It's looking like we're gonna have more soon. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna have more shortages, so just prepare yourself. There's 8 people in the building. Let's get these likes up, people. Hit that like button. Share the stream. Let people know we live. Help me beat this algorithm out. But yeah, Anybody watch wrestling? Anybody watch wrestling? So my son's starting to get into wrestling. And WrestleMania was on. So I sat down, I was watching WrestleMania with him for a little bit. So we watched Saturday's recap of WrestleMania. And wouldn't you know it, my man Stone Cold Steve Austin made a comeback. My man Stone Cold Steve Austin made a comeback. He had one last hoorah in Texas at WrestleMania before some dude named Kevin Owens. I ain't gonna lie, it took me back to my childhood, man. Took me back to my childhood. But at the same time, my man had on some knee braces. He was walking like Forrest Gump and shit. But he opened up a can of whoop ass. You know how that go. Drunk as a bitch on stage. He was smashing beers back and forth. Now he got his own beer company, it looked like. His match was one big promo for his Steve Austin's, what is it? Broken Skull American Lager or some shit like that. That shit was great, and my son was all excited because Logan Paul, I think it is in a tag team match. My son thought that shit was fucking great and fantastic. You know what I mean? I ain't watched wrestling in a minute, man, but even though it's staged, them motherfuckers some real athletes, so some of that shit they be trying to pull off. Fucking Rey Mysterio was flying across the ring still. How old is Rey Mysterio? He gotta be like in his mid to late 50s, right? Something like that. Yeah, Rey Mysterio.